everyone, Mckaiser Dragon here, and today we have a Raid Shadow Legends video. This one is going to be a video I wanted to talk about. Now all the content creators are already talking about it. Just basically my mistakes of, Raid, stuff I wish I did sooner and stuff, but as a viewpoint of a pay-to-win player. And I am going to go all the way back because I started this game like 2021 or 2020, late 2020 or early 2021. And like I was still playing a lot of Summoner's War, and so I thought I knew how to build my champions, even though I looked up guides and I didn't really listen to them because I didn't feel strong enough, and this is like the early game. So with that being in mind, let's start with the first one, and that is working on one champion to 6-star at a time. I'm gonna say that because a lot of content creators say this, we are not trying to run, or we're not trying to sprint. Raid is a marathon. We are trying to pace ourselves. We are trying to get as much out of every unit you have as possible. That is good. And I did not focus, like, I barely had any 6-stars. I think my first 6-star, I have no clue. I honestly don't. Probably Aethel. Aethel was definitely my first. Was it my definite first? I have actually no clue. If you guys want to go back to almost 2 years ago when I started making content, you can see what units I built up. And for now, I'm doing better, but I still feel like I could be doing a lot better building 6-stars. So as you see, I have a couple dupes. I got, okay, maybe just one set of dupes, but I feel like I could have done this better so I can progress sooner. Alright, let's move on to the next mistake. The next mistake is worrying about artifact sets. So I know it's really nice. Maybe for like 1 or 2 units you can worry about them, but for everyone else, while you're still trying to farm up stuff, I would suggest just throwing on sets of gear at random. So like, your main farmer and your main dungeon character should probably be on lifesteal whenever you can. The sets don't truly matter. It's about the stats you can get. So like something like this, HP, speed, crit rate, I need this more than something like, crit rate accuracy. Or something from a set that doesn't have anything good, like this is okay, but there's no speed. So sure, in my, it's enticing to be like, but I get 12 speed, but if all your speed gear doesn't have speed on them, then the boost is much, much smaller. So keep that in mind while building your units. Champions. And while we're here, the third thing from, we can see right here is masteries. Masteries is insanely important, and I neglected this. This will be fused with the next point here. I neglected my masteries. I think the only person that had like a full set of masteries is Aethel, because I just straight out bought it. and I was like, oh yeah, I'll just farm up for everyone else. I would reserve gems to just buy out masteries for your actual units you're going to be using in dungeons. I wouldn't say for everyone, don't do it for everyone, but do it for the units that, in my opinion, will be in like your mid to late game dungeon team. So if you're struggling to get to dungeons, that's okay. We're going to talk about that soon. But I think it's very important to get your masteries on the people you're going to take to dungeons up. And I would wait on weaker units, but not too long. Which also comes to my next point. I ignored masteries to try to get legendary and epic champions that are top tier. This does help your account, but at a cost of always feeling weak and behind, because you know your artifacts do so much, but they will only get you so far, and in the early and mid game, it's the masteries. The masteries will make them do way more damage, have extra stats, do extra stuff, you know, more healing if you need it, more accuracy if you need it. Like Yugo, she gets more speed the more dead allies, so she can res the teams faster and stay alive longer. And as you see, I have, like, now I can work on sets. So once you're able to farm dungeons and do sets, you can do sets. But don't forget that it's the stats that truly, truly matter. The sets will come eventually. And then also going back on, like, sure, legendaries will change your account, but guess what they need? They need legendary skill tomes. And legendary skill tomes are not cheap. You might be able to buy like 1 or 2 characters worth, but if you're always trying to go for a new legendary, you're gonna go deep diving into your wallet a lot. So like Seal of the Drakes is amazing. This, like, I still put her off even though people said she's like game changing. I still didn't truly believe them. I still thought I can get something better than a Seal of the Drakes. But I use her basically almost everywhere now. Like, I don't see myself not using her unless, like, there's like anti-revive or something. Like here, oh, there she is, Seal of the Drakes. Let's go to my Spider's team. I might not use it in Spider. Nope, there she is. To keep my team alive. To keep my team all healed up. Dragons. Is she in Dragons? Yep, she's in Dragons. What about Fire Knight? You wouldn't think she would be in Fire Knight, would she? She's in Fire Knight. Why? Because she revives. And Yugo is my last ditch effort. I feel like I could replace Yugo for someone else, but Yugo is just, I don't have to worry. That's like one less unit I have to revive. So the only way I would replace her is with Pythion. But not everyone's gonna have Pythion, and Pythion takes books. So if you already booked up your Seal of the Drakes, well, yeah. So what else did I do? Oh, buying strange pack. Like, I bought something similar like this, but it had 5-star and 4-star chickens here. So I will be very careful on buying packs. They're gonna throw a lot of packs at you. Like right now, $300, $330, $630, $655, 600 and what does it say, 55, $85, and then another 120, so like close to $900 worth in packs. I am counting how many times you can purchase them. Don't forget that in mind. So there are like calculators, pack calculators to see if it's a good deal. And I think they said like 1.5 times deal and higher are deals to go after if you want to spend. They say artifacts and you're farming up soon. You can, but if you get a bunch of flat stats, it's kind of pointless. But in their defense, now with these legendary chaos ores, it could possibly be okay-ish. The only downside to these are you only get to use it on the gear once. That is the only downside. So you can't just keep re-rolling the gear until it's good. But there's a very small chance. But people highly recommend not buying them. So the more you spend, the more you'll see like these $100 offers. And I would say the most important thing to probably buy is energy. Energy will keep you playing for longer. But if you're wanting to, you know, buy shards, wait till there is like a 2x or a 10x event. And there will be packs. I know like the best pack in my opinion so far for ancient shards is like, well, I'm not gonna call it the best, but like probably one of the better packs is like, what is it? 65 ancient shards for $100. And some of them might have crystal or gems with them. Some of them might have silver. Well, all of them is gonna have silver with them. So you can actually summon them. But really be patient about buying stuff. And I guess the last thing is investing into too many tournaments. Tournaments and events are just ways to drain your resources, no matter how tempting first place prize looks. Other than like a fusion event, it's not truly worth. Even though you say, oh, I'm not buying them, but you had to buy the energy, and then you're also gambling that the other person is not trying to get first place. You will be put up against whales and you won't even know until it's too late. And it seems like, oh, I'll just get 1,000 points ahead of him, and then he catches up, and then you got to do it again, and then he catches up, and you can just do this all the time. And then guess what happens if you're not up when it's the last 30 minutes to push ahead, like way further ahead? People can snipe your first place spot. So I definitely invested in way too many tournaments, and I still do. And probably, was it Pythion? I had to, because like how else am I gonna, well not how else, but I knew I spent all my resources and shards. Like pulling shards, you should really save your shards, because like when it comes down to getting a legendary that is like really strong, fragment summons or fusions are a pretty good way to do it, but it takes up a lot of resources. So be careful with your resources. just take your time. I know it feels good to just keep trying to keep the game pushing on and progressing, but I like a lot of these units should be 6-starred already. A lot of them should have their masteries. Like come on. I bought her mastery, so I'm just waiting for clan vs clan to get her masteries up. I still missing the last 2 of his masteries. And the reason I say just buy the masteries for the units you're going to be using in dungeons is because it takes a long time. It is a big energy sink to go to the Minotaur, stage 15, even if you can't. Stage 15 if you can. If you can't, like, look how little you're getting. You can get 6 to 12, right? They don't tell you how expensive it is for this one. 200. And you need 3. 1, 2, 3. And then for your final one is 350. Let me see if I have someone. I don't think I can. Oh yeah, see, 350. That is a lot of energy to be using in Minotaur, in my opinion. So I'd rather put the energy somewhere else. But that's just me. And the last thing, this is more for early game, is not to focus on dungeons, but focus on the campaign. And this is where, like, getting your sets is better. First, you want to get to at least brutal, which is going to be hard. I know I struggle, but do your best to build them up. And if you can only do hard, farm up hard then. Like, it's just something you got to do. You can actually get 4 stars. But, you know, this is where it's at. You want the 5 stars. Truthfully, Nightmare, but Nightmare is... It's a Nightmare. They're a lot stronger in Nightmare, so early game, try to get to brutal. Make sure you have your farmer ready to go with lifesteal gear so you can farm. You don't need like a 10-second, 15-second team. As long as it's done within 30 to 45 seconds, should be okay. Will you win tournaments that way? Probably not, because people have those 6 to 10 second teams. I know I have one. Go here. I have a 6-second team, which I made her stronger. Let me see how fast she goes. Now that I upgraded her gear, I definitely see a damage increase. And make sure they can one-shot. If they don't one-shot, it's not going to be a very fast team. So that should be a goal, but don't go too heavy, because after a while you do want to switch over to finding, you know, uncommon and rare and epic gears, and hopefully some legendaries. But those are my tips and my mistakes that I feel like are like very, very top of the list. Don't hope that your summoning will get you a top tier unit, because they're still going to need legendary books. Don't think that their skills will overwrite their masteries. You're still going to need masteries down the line. And don't think artifact sets are better than stats. If you have the right stats, the dungeon or the campaign will be way easier, so you don't have to farm it as much. And I guess the last part for dungeons, once we get there, is to have a consistent team. Don't try to build a team that you have to semi-manual or do all this. No, just get an auto team that can clear it as close to as 100% as possible. That should be your goal. And try to cater towards like getting to pinnacle stages, which is, you know, the earliest stages is 1 to 2, then 1 through 3, then 2 to 3, 2 to 4, 3 to 4. You want to try to get 3 to 5 so you can get 5-star gear. And eventually you want to get to stage 10 where you filter out the 3-star gear and get 4 to 5. And then eventually you can filter out 4 stars and just get 4 to 5 star or 5 to 6-star gear, which that's where I'm at. The only one I can't do it in is Spider. But accessories are good, but they're not that. I mean, they are important, but artifacts first, then accessories. I have one more thing. Oh, look up YouTube guides and try to see what units are good for which dungeons and what areas. Try at first to get units that are good everywhere, and then slowly you can get more specific units that are mainly only for like 1 to 3 different things in the game, but don't build out too many units because you will run out of artifacts. And those are my tips and, you know, bad decisions that I made in Raid. And buy the mine. You can buy the mine, upgrade it and stuff. It's not too bad. I'm not doing it. I don't want to. So I am pay to win. And this list would be way different if I was free to play. But oh, also invest in the forge. The forge will easily get you these 5 and 6-star gears, or 4 and 5 stars, whatever you need. So once you hit Doom Tower, invest in Doom Tower, but not. And then also Clan Boss. There's a lot to invest in, a lot to do, but remember, stats come first. So other than that, thanks for watching. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. Check out my Patreon. Thanks for all the support. I'll be streaming. And, yeah, see you guys next time. Dragging the best out. Alright, real quick. It's Hydra. Box opening. Let's go. Novice chest. First try. Oh. Wait, what? That's what stone skin is? We'll keep it. We'll keep it. That's actually pretty good. Hey, look at this. What's this? Glam gold. Oh my god, first two. What do you do again? Hex, strengthen, petrification. Amazing.